I think that, yes, this relativistic, modernistic spirit which was already reigning in faculties, in theological faculties, and in the episcopacy, is substantially also Protestant, because these to make the church like others, not the uniqueness, as we speak, of divine revelation. And so we have first to touch the heart of the church, and this is the Holy Eucharist, the heart. And when we relativize the heart of the church, then we can relativize also other realities, other truths, and so they started a general attack on the mystery of the Eucharist. First, with the radical, revolutionary changing of the Mass, of the liturgy of the Mass, to make the Mass more acceptable to the Protestants, and even they did so. The Protestants, after the publication of the Novus Ordo, several Protestants affirmed that this is very close to our thinking, and even some Protestants pastors said we can take the Novus Ordo and celebrate it, but only with the second Eucharistic prayer, this short one, which is the minimum of Catholic doctrine there expressed. And so we have already these affirmations of Protestants. This was the first attack to relativize the Eucharist, the sacrificial character of the Holy Mass, which is this uniqueness of the Catholic doctrine, and of course also of the Orthodox Church. Here we are united in this truth about the sacrificial character, the fundamental and essential sacrificial character of the Holy Mass. And so it was a shift to this banquet and meal theory of Martin Luther in the mode of celebrating, and even in the texts of celebrating, the Novus Ordo. This was the first attack, and then parallelly it came in 69 the permission of Pope Paul VI for hand communion. And this is a direct attack on the truth. But because by time, when you take our Lord in such a simple, ordinary manner as you take a cake or an ordinary meal in your hand and put yourself in your mouth, so by time it also weakens the conviction of a person and his belief that this is something special, not ordinary, which I cannot behave in the same or a similar manner as I behave towards an ordinary meal. And so, and this now demonstrated that this weakened the belief in the real presence and the transubstantiation, the divinity, the presence of the divinity of Christ in this little host also. And then the sacredness, of course, and then the care with the fragments, with the which fall down evidently and then are trampled, and so this was also an attack to a mass desacralization of the Holy of Holies which we have in the Church, of the heart of the Church. And this was surely also an intent of the Freemasons, of the enemies of the Church, to hit the heart of the Church, and to make this attack on the Holy of Holies in the Church through this practice of communion in hand. Of course, a lot of people were instructed to do this, and they are innocent. They have no guilt, because they did not know another way to receive Holy Communion, unfortunately. But the responsibility, the guilt, have the clergy, and ultimately Pope Paul VI, who permitted this, even when he said, "I am against." But how can you say when there comes someone who will burn your house, and you say, "Oh, I am against that you burn my house," but then he enters and he starts to burn your house, and you do nothing, and only say, "I have said to you, I was against that you burn my house," and you are not acting against. So it was this behavior of Paul VI. He said, "Oh, I am against. Please keep the communion on the tongue." But in the same text, in a short note, you can also, in some occasions, give communion on the hand. And this was, he opened in a dam where the water is collected. When you make a little hole in this
finger
in the dike, and then by time it will overflow. And so we had this. You could observe this before already, and this is for me ununderstandable how Paul VI could permit this tragedy. I say tragedy of the communion in hand, with all its consequences.